Get in, we're going for a drive. So I can imagine if you were buying this car, whether it's for a commuter or whether it's a family car that you're going to take on your next road trip or vacation, this car is comfortable. It's comfortable to both sit in and ride in. And if you look, again, I'm not a short guy. I'm 6'1". I have got plenty of headroom in this car. I love the fact that it's got the sunroof right there. And I am comfortable within this seat. So whether I was driving 20 minutes to get to work or whether I was driving 3 hours on a road trip, I could drive this thing all day. I'm sitting with Ashton, one of our senior sales associates who's master certified in the Mazda lineup. And he was just showing me that as the driver, looking at my instrument cluster up here, I actually have several different options. One of the things, I just press info here, and I can turn this from a digital cluster into an analog cluster if that's something that I'm more comfortable with. I can get all of my navigation directions right there in the center. So everything that is relevant and important to me as a driver, I can have right there at my disposal. Now, I think personally, I really like the look of that digital display, and that shows me within my lanes, because this, you were just telling me, comes standard with the i-Activ Sense technology, which is an entire group of safety features, from lane position, lane departure warning. It even has blind spot monitoring.
Yeah, it's pretty dang cool. There's a whole myriad of safety features that come standard anywhere in the Mazda lineup. We'll get into it later, but they're quite impressive when it comes to basic equipment.
Well, let's go take this thing for a little drive and see how some of those features work on the road.
Let's do it.
Now, earlier we were starting to talk about the i-Activ Sense, which is that entire group of safety features that make this Mazda one of the safest vehicles to drive on the road. In fact, it's an IIHS Safety Pick Plus, and it made the Car and Driver Editor's Choice list once again this year. One of the things I love about living here in Utah, especially this close to the Air Force Base, is we have these F-35s and F-22s and A-10s flying over constantly. And I can't help but think about the fact that those jets have something in common with this car, and that's the yaw rate sensor. Mazda incorporates it as part of their i-Activ Sense and that group of safety features. In particular, this one's called G-Vector. It is sensing over 200 calculations per second, whether you're entering or exiting a turn, whether you're driving on wet, dry, or snowy roads. It's deciding how much power to put to the front or the back wheels, how much braking force, whether or not it wants to shift power to one side or the other. And it is giving the driver the most confidence on that road while also feeling comfortable, safe, and quiet. So for me, whether I'm driving on a dry road or a wet road or a snowy road, there's almost no difference in my feel or comfort as the driver. And that's one of the reasons I love driving the Mazda Cx-30. Now, Ashton, as I've been driving here, going through the roads here in Ogden, they're obviously not in the greatest condition sometimes. In fact, we're dealing with construction constantly. I haven't avoided any of these manhole covers or potholes, but I've got to say this ride is really smooth. Is there anything different with the suspension, or what's going on that's making it so much quieter and smoother than what I'm expecting?
Well, one thing is Mazda really puts everything they have in the quality of the car, trying to make sure everything is refined, quiet, smooth.
Okay, so what I've done is I've activated Siri, and I'm going to ask her to give us directions back to the Mazda dealership, and I'm going to assume that maybe I'm in an unfamiliar area and I've gotten turned around a little bit here. So, Siri, set directions to the Mazda dealership.
Get directions to Young Mazda.
And just like that, I can select go on my command knob, and I have directions without having to pull over first, right there on my navigation. That's a 10-inch display. especially like the CX-30, knowing how much legroom is in the back is pretty important. And I'm not a small guy. I stand at 6'1", and I have got plenty of legroom sitting in the back seat of this. And I am just loving the look of this stitched red leather interior. One of the things I hear a ton is how easy the infotainment system in the CX-30 is to use. In fact, I'm going to start by setting up my Apple CarPlay. I'm going to go right here into communication, connect, pair new device. I'm going to look for that device right on my Bluetooth on my phone. I'm going to get a little code right here that lets me know that I'm connecting to the right car and not connecting to a Bluetooth I don't want to pair to. And I can see that communicating, yes, I want my CarPlay to work. And notice I don't have any cables hooked up. I don't have to have my Apple cable or anything like that. Everything is controlled right here from the control knob. And once I have it connected, I'll be able to place my phone up here so that it can charge. And now I have the full connectivity, and that looks just like my phone up there, with all of the familiarity that you expect. So this actually comes standard with both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Thanks for taking a closer look at the 2025 Mazda Cx-30 with us here at Young Mazda in Riverdale, Utah. Between the sleek design, available i-Activ all-wheel drive, and the tech-forward cabin, this crossover was built for people who want more than just a way to get from point A to point B. If you're ready to experience the Cx-30 in person, schedule a test drive today or drop by our showroom in Riverdale, Utah. We've got a team here that's passionate about helping you find the right fit, and we think you're going to love how the Cx-30 drives. You can reach out to us using the info in the description, or just scan the QR code to get started. At Young Mazda, our customers don't just love to drive, they love to think young.